When you think of discipline, you think about how you show up, how often you show up, and how you persevere through the journey. So think about when you have a new goal or you have a new idea or something comes to mind and you start off so strong, you're ready to succeed, but over time you fall off. You just aren't feeling that motivation or that productivity. And when you set those big goals at the beginning of the year, you may watch them get forgotten or they fall off track, or you don't even know what you wanted because you don't follow through on not only the actions, or when it gets hard, you quit, or you forget to pivot, or you just don't know how to show up. Well, today we are going to talk about all the ways that you can stop quitting on yourself, become more disciplined, and show up to live your best life. So welcome back to Balance While Blooming. My name is Bridget. I'm 26 years old. I'm a wife, a stepmom. I work a full 9 to 5 while balancing my passions, my purpose, and walking into the life of my dreams as I started believing in myself, showing up for myself, building the life of my dreams, and really blooming day by day until I become the person of my dreams. And part of that is being someone who is disciplined. And discipline is someone who has this self-control, this ability to show up consistently, and are creating the perseverance, the willpower, and the motivation within themselves to show up for long-term success no matter what they want to achieve. They are prioritizing their goals. They know the long-term gratification, and they can maintain a focused approach to persevere through it no matter how hard life gets. So let's talk about a few of the tips that I have to become more disciplined, because not only can you build discipline, but you can get successful in any area of life. If you want to get fit, if you want to learn a new skill, you want to build a passion, a business, or a project, or you just want to stop procrastinating on yourself, today is the day where you become disciplined with these 6 steps and show up for your best self. So step number 1 is the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. This is all by Mel Robbins. She talks about this all the time, and it's that gap between intention and action. If you give yourself too much time, you are going to think about all the what ifs. I don't want to do this. Do I really need to do this? What if I don't do it? Or what if I do it this way? Or let's resist it. But what you're going to do instead is, instead of thinking, you're going to just do it. You're going to make the move with no thought, no emotion, and you're going to get right to results and action immediately. So let's say you have a hard time getting out of bed and you hit that snooze. Right after you hit the snooze, you're going to hit 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to get up. Or if you're sitting on the couch and you need to go and do a passion, you need to do your purpose, you need to show up for something, you're going to say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and go and do it. But the problem is that you need to act right on one. You need to do the thing and have no negotiation, and train your brain that when you do this countdown, that was your time to think of all the what ifs, do whatever. But your brain is so distracted by doing the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 that they lose that gap of thinking about it, thinking of all the what ifs, if the scare, oh, what if I do this instead? What if I do that? And you get right into action. Then the next thing is to implement your intention and decide when you are going to do that action, how you're going to do that action, and where you do that action. So it eliminates, again, a decision, and you already have it planned to just take the action. And a big thing about this is Atomic Habits, the book that I read last summer, I believe. And the science behind this is that you are going to say, I will blank, so whatever the behavior is of what you're going to do at this time, at this location. Let's say me editing this video or filming this video. I'm going to come into my office at usually 6 a.m. at this time and turn on my camera and say whatever comes to my mind. Or let's talk about editing. I edit on my couch. I'm going to go on my couch with my computer at 7 p.m. and I'm going to edit. That's what I'm doing today. And part of my planning and my scheduling is doing this work, doing it. Or I will go to the gym at 5 a.m. at blank location at this time to do this activity. The more specific you make it, the better it is. The more you lock in the when, the why, the how, and the where, you are going to have that intention that you can implement into your schedule, into your life, into your time, that you don't have to think about it. And it eliminates you making excuses or not understanding how you're going to do it, when you're going to do it, why you're going to do it. All those questions are answered by stating in your planner, I will do this at this time in this location for this reason and X, Y, and Z. Now, as you start showing up at that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to go and do that implemented intention, you need to start tracking your progress. You need to physically, digitally, somewhere that you can visually see it. It can be in a physical planner, it can be in a digital planner, but you need to see your success. There was a comedian who, I forget his name, I will look him up, and was writing a joke every single day. And he was showing up. He felt like he couldn't write jokes. He felt like nothing was coming to fruition. And every single day he crossed off the days that he wrote a joke. And there was days that he just didn't want to think of jokes. He didn't want to do anything. And he said, you know what? I've showed up this many days. I can show up again. So you see that success and that consistency, and you won't want to break the cycle or the streak that you've already done. And on those hard days, you're going to be so proud of how far you've come that you won't want to mess it up. You'll be like, look at how easy it's been. Some of those days I was really challenged. I had other things to do, but I can track this. I can do the progress. I can do this because I can physically see it, digitally see it, and visually understand what actions I took, how I'm going to show up. And tracking that progress is something that is not only going to help you continuously show up, but it's going to show you how disciplined you are and how you don't need to be motivated every day. That is your motivation, to see how far you've already come. So that motivation you get at the beginning to show up those first few days, the more you track them, the more the discipline will work and the consistency will start showing up. And when you're tracking yourself, start small. Nothing changes overnight. You can't lose 20 pounds in a night. You can't be the most successful editor, uploader, passion project, craft, whatever your goal is that you have, saving $1 million. We need to start small. You need to compound your energy over time. It's really important that you understand the power of small habits. Not only is it easy to do small habits, you can fit them into your day, but your consistency will help you show up daily to build the person you want to become. The more you show up, the more dedicated you are, the more disciplined you are, and the more you persevere no matter what comes your way, is when you are going to see those results. You are going to be able to shift things and take that small energy and small action and start seeing the big results as you do one little thing every single day. If you go to the gym once, you're not going to be able to lift 50 pounds. But if you start with a 5-pounder, maybe in 5 to 6 months, you're going to be up to 50 pounds, depending on how consistently you show up. Now, while you're doing all of this, while you are showing up, you are tracking, you are doing that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method, you are making sure that you are implementing exactly how you are going to put your intention, take your time, and really start those small tasks. You need to succeed in silence. There's dopamine in your mind that is tricking a lot of people nowadays because we are so much on our phone, that instant gratification, and the dopamine within our body is being triggered a lot quicker than ever before. And psychology says the gap between intention and action is all about keeping your cards to your chest. The less people you tell, the smaller the gap. Your brain will trick you by sharing your goals and what you want to succeed, and how you're going to take that action is actually tricking your brain to already think that you're showing up and success, and the dopamine is being released as if you can celebrate the results that you were speaking of before you even take that first action. Now, I will tell you, I do monthly goals with you guys. I let you know what goals I have for the year, but my big goals and the things that I want to achieve and my overall bigger message, I try to keep those at heart and tell you guys as they get overcome. And some of these I have started lately because I felt like I've been off. I've been less productive. I needed to be more disciplined. But when you succeed in silence, you're really letting the achievement be something you get to celebrate after the fact. And people can be like, wow, that's what you've been doing. I'm so proud of you. The intentions that you had set, you showed up for yourself, and we saw behind the scenes, or you can show us behind the scenes, and we can all celebrate together instead of being excited for what you're going to succeed and what you're going to achieve, and that ahead of time success that you don't really need right now. When you share too early, you really lose the sight of what should really matter, the process and how you show up and the excitement of going through the challenges, the journey, and being able to, at the end, share all that you went through and looking at the positivity and the bigger outlook of succeeding. So I also want you to know what success means to you and what that looks like to you, because success, if you talk about it too much and what you want to achieve, if you don't stay in that silence, you are going to start over complicating what you actually want. You're going to start taking in people's opinions, people's thoughts. They're going to kind of judge your actions, how you're going to take it, your own path, your own journey, and it's all going to be altered as you start showing up for yourself. So when you're in silence with your small group of people, or these people that you want to hold you accountable, help you show up, let you take the action, those are the things that you need to do. A small group of people who are going to hold you accountable, push you on the hard days, and let you succeed in your own way, on your own path, on your own journey, and just stand there by your side and cheer you on is what you need to do. And overall, as you show up, I need you to reframe discipline as self-care. I need you to get off the mindset of it being rigid and restrictive and always saying no. What discipline now means to me is that I get to say yes for my future self and no to the things that no longer align with me. I'm also finding my purpose. It's not a punishment. I'm not sacrificing my life. I get to do things now. I don't have to do things. Everything that I do is that I get to do it. I get to go to the gym to get fit. I get to show up for you guys. I get to have the time and the energy and the effort to have this passion, have this purpose, and show up for you. But part of me feels like sometimes I have to edit, sometimes I have to film, sometimes I feel like when I have to show up on a Tuesday and Thursday morning to record, it is that I have to do it, because if I don't do it, then nothing happens. No, I get to do it. It's part of my journey of the person I want to become. And not only can I track the progress that I'm taking and be proud of myself and be like, wow, I got to do that, and this is what the outcome is, and this is now in alignment of who I want to be, because I decided to take the small steps. I know that my journey is going to take time. I know that I am going through a process that may be different than everyone else's. But you know what? I decided that I was going to show up on this day, at this time, at this location, and be intentional with exactly the actions that I was going to implement. I decided to track those. I decided to let those consistent little actions make the power of the habits, the motions, the actions that all come together. So when you're thinking about discipline, I want you to change your mindset on not only how you show up, why you show up, when you show up, because it's important that you know that you have the control to not only shrink the gap between your thoughts and your actions, but you also get to shrink the gap of where you are today and where you want to go every time that you show up. So as always, I want you to start believing in yourself. Know that these methods, these tips, these tricks can help you, and start building it. How can you start implementing your intentions? How can you start putting it in your calendar with setting yourself up with this sentence of, okay, when I do this, this is exactly how I'm going to show up, or this is exactly what I'm going to do. How are you going to track so that you can visually see it? What do you need to build and track and do? And what small steps can you take every single day that you can balance into your life, right? And as you bloom, you're going to start succeeding, but you're going to want to kind of keep it close knit with you until you become. And that could be part of your journey. You can share the milestones, you can share the things that are happening, but you don't want to talk about that bigger goal until you get there, because you want to make sure that this is something that is success for you. We can all share our journey. I've been on my journey for over 2 years, and there are things that I want to achieve. There are things that I want to do. There are things that I know I need to be more disciplined on. I need to be more productive. I need to change my mindset on. I know that there's things that I need to reframe my discipline on and understand that this is the alignment that I need. This is the purpose that I'm doing it for, and this is how I'm going to show up. But sometimes if you don't believe in yourself, or you haven't built it yet, or you haven't found out how to balance or even take the action to bloom, you'll never become that person. But know that it's never too late to start. You can start today. You can really start strong without falling off. You can pivot from quitting on yourself or someone else because you've seen what they've had to overcome or the struggles that they went through, because you're going to follow through on your process, on your journey, and you get to live this life where you get to create discipline, and that this life, these goals, are things that matter to you. So stop forgetting about what matters to you. Stop letting the challenges set you back and start taking action. Be disciplined. Learn discipline, show up disciplined, go through the journey, fail, lean into what the things that could happen, and let's become disciplined. Let's show up for our best selves. Let's become this person of your dreams. And remember, just because I'm 2 years in and I feel like I understand these, I have to remind myself all the time to do these things. It's not something that just comes naturally. It's a skill. It's a mindset. It is something that takes time over time. Some of these are newer for me that I'm starting to implement, but a lot of these I have been doing on and off for the last 2 years. And just because I'm 2 years in doesn't mean you can't start or you can't be where I'm at. We're all on our own journey, on our own path, and I'm just here to inspire you along the way. So keep believing, keep balancing, keep blooming, and keep building the life of your dreams until it becomes a reality. And I will see you guys soon. Bye, guys.